You've seen the thumbnail, you've read the title. We're here to talk about tactics and how to improve at tactics efficiently, right? We're going to maximize the use of our time here. You might want to either take notes as we go along or treat this video as a reference, okay, for your own records. I've done tactics from courses, from books, from that I paid for. I've been doing all from applications to different websites. This, I think, is probably the most efficient way. It might be the most efficient way to do tactics. And the best thing, it's free. That's the best part. It's 100% free. And we're going to be using Lichess web application, not the mobile app. We're going to do this on the website strictly. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's get into this. Now, I'm going to go full screen. You won't be seeing me, but you'll be hearing everything that I'm saying. Just follow along. All right? All right, let's go. Now, we're here in Lichess, right? First things first, we go to the puzzle section. You navigate down to themes. All right. You come to themes, you scroll all the way down to motifs. Stop right here. The thing is, to get good at tactics, it's all about pattern recognition. How many patterns do you know? Because I promise, if you don't know these patterns, you will not be able to find these tactics in the game. We're going to pick the most important ones, right? The most important ones, what I mean by most important, are the ones that you get the most bang for your buck. You're going to see these all the time. To be fair, they're all important, but they're not all equally important in terms of where you start, right? Eventually, you're going to want to get good at all of these, right? However, just to start, we're going to pick the most common ones. We're going to do discovered attack, double check, fork, hanging piece, pin, sacrifice, trapped piece, skewer, attraction, clearance, discover check, interference, deflection, x-ray attack, and intermezzo. This is a very good one also. Let's do a count. How much was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we're looking at 16 categories, right? 16 of them. Here's what I want you to do. Right click, fork, open a new tab, hanging piece, open a new tab, pin, open a new tab, skewer, and you do this for all of the 16 that we just specified. All right? I'm not going to do it for all of them, but you get the idea. You open in a new tab. And what I want you to do is you just want to expose yourself to the concept. You just want to do 10 of each category. Just 10. Very simple. 10 tactics from each category. There's 16 that we're going to start with. That's a total of 160 tactics. Why are we going to do exactly 10? To be fair, 10 is an arbitrary number, but I picked 10 because it's nice and even, and it's relatively low count. It's low. 10 is not a lot. And we're going to do this just to expose ourselves to the tactic. That is it. Now, once we come here, now we're going to do a fork tactic. This is what we do. Very important. You lower the difficulty by 300. You have to do that. Why? Because we're just trying to know the tactic. That's it. Just get the reps in, know the tactic, right? We're not trying to do the hardest tactics and see how strong we are. Right? No, we're just trying to absorb the pattern. We're trying to learn the pattern. So make it easy for yourself and just do 10 of these. Cool. Same thing for hanging piece. You bring it down by 300 and you do 10 of these. You do 10 pins, so on and so forth, right? Now, once you've done 10 of each, you can stop right there. You don't need to do any more. Just get the reps in. 10 of each category. 10 of each, then you're going to have roughly 160. Fine. Once you've done 160, then you come back up and you come to openings. Now, again, Getting good at tactics is all about pattern recognition. Now, for example, I play two openings. I play the modern defense as black, and I play the English opening as white. So what I do is I come down to the English opening. Why am I doing this? Because I'm an English player. It does me no good to absorb and do tactics from openings that I do not play. That's a pattern that I don't need to absorb. So why would I spend the time absorb doing tactics that arise from pawn structures from the Royal Lopez? I don't play the Royal Lopez. I play the English. Why would I do it for the Scotch game? I don't play the Scotch game. Why on earth would I do tactics that arise from the Scotch game? I play the English. So what I do is I come to the English opening. I play English as white. Then you hit this, whatever color you're playing, you hit that color. I play the English as white. Then you change this back to normal. And you do these tactics over and over and over again. You grind these tactics. Now that you're more sensitive to the different themes and the different motifs, you're more likely to find them in the actual game. And you play these, you just do them over and over and over again. Like I said, this is one for the English. If I come back, I play the modern defense. And if I scroll long enough, I will find the modern defense. And I play it as black, so I switch this to black. Now this is coming directly from the modern defense game. This is good. This is perfect for me, right? I don't want to absorb patterns from openings that I do not play. That's a waste of time in my view. At some point, if you have a big enough repertoire and you have multiple openings that you play, sure, knock yourself out. But I mean, initially, when you're just trying to grind tactics and get good, if you play the modern defense, like me, you just do a bunch of modern defense tactics over and over and over again, and you grind them. When you're finished, then you come back to puzzles, then you come back to dashboard. Very important. You hit dashboard. This is going to show you a spread of how you've performed over all of the tactics that you've done over some time period. Like what's this? So I did 44 tactics today. Great. And wow, I did a lot of puzzles yesterday. Okay. Anyways, you get the idea. So what we do is this is showing, let's come back to here actually. This is showing me what my strengths and weaknesses are. Because oftentimes you don't know what your weaknesses are when you do tactics. Lucky for you, Lichess keeps track of your weaknesses and your strengths. So you come here and you look at your improvement areas. And it tells you where you're weak that you need to practice more of, right? Then it tells you where your strengths are. I'm particularly good at middle game tactics. Okay, cool. Do you get the idea? So once you've done enough tactics, and then as for your training, and just to absorb the pattern, then you start doing tactics specific to your opening. Then you come to dashboard to see how and what exactly needs to be improved. This is telling me that I need to focus a little bit more on my pins. My pins are lacking. I need to do more pin tactics. If I look at my improvement areas, there it goes. Pins are one of my weaker areas for whatever reason. My strengths, I'm good defensively. I'm good with middle game tactics. I'm good at sacrifices, kingside attacks, X-ray attacks. Now, that is literally it. Lichess will keep track of what you need to improve. You don't have to think about it anymore. Lichess will do it for you. All you have to do is do your tactics specific to your opening. Then you come back. It tells you where you're weak. and you grind the ones that you're weak. So it says, hey, I need to work more in my advanced pawn. Okay? Then you come hit replay. These are the ones that I attempted that I failed at. You click replay, and then you have here, and then you're going to actually go through all of the 6, in my case, it's 6 of the puzzles that you've missed. That way, you're sharpening the thing that you were weak in at some point in time. This is perfect, right? I cannot think of a better way to do tactics, because Lichess actually keeps track of what you're good in and what you're weak in. But you don't get here just by itself. You get here by grinding and knowing the themes. You have to know the themes. And at some point, you want to know all of these. But I'm just saying, initially to start, you want to focus, you want to have a very narrow focus. Okay? And then once you've built up enough exposure to the common tactics, like I said, 10 for each, then you come back into openings. And then whatever opening you play in particular, that's the opening that you stick with when you're doing tactics. Like, let's say you play the Caro-Kann. Great. You play the Caro-Kann as black. You keep it as black. You keep the difficulty at normal. And then once you develop some proficiency, then you can make it harder if you wish. And that is it, actually. Very short, quick, and easy. And I think if you do this for 30 days, just exactly this. Let's say you play, I don't know, let's say you play the Nimzo Larsen. Play the Nimzo Larsen, perfect. That's a great opening. I love that opening. Really good in blitz. You play the Nimzo Larsen, here's what you do. You go in openings, and then you find Nimzo Larsen, you hit play, and then you set it for white, and just grind all the tactical positions that arise from the Nimzo Larsen. And you'd be very surprised of how sensitive your awareness gets when you're actually playing a game. That's it. Give it a try. I would love to hear how this helps you guys. I think it will help. It's definitely helped me. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. However, I cannot find a better, I personally can't find a better option. All right. But I'm sure it exists. I'm sure that there's other more efficient ways of doing tactics. But I'm just saying, at the low level of untitled player, which almost everyone is, like myself, this is genius. I love this idea. And it's all because of Lichess, and it's free, right? Lichess has given everyone the tools needed to be tactical monsters, right? So it would be nice if you guys check in, like do this for a while, do this for like a week or two, and check in, and then tell me how your game has improved. How do you feel tactically as you play as a result of doing it like this? Doing opening specific tactics and tracking your weaknesses and your strengths. Like if you know that you're strong in Discover Attack, you don't need to keep doing those. Move on to what your weakness is. And you know what your weakness is because Lichess is going to tell you. It's amazing, right? Let me know in the comments if you like this approach. And if you do, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow for more. All right. Grown Up Chess out.